paperwork you asked.
Yeah, the letter you sent, the last letter you sent, the paperwork that Mrs. The pages of 13 faxes that, texts that she found.
We had sent all that to you, I believe, correct?
Right, but I had asked your secretary for you to have it so we can go over it.
Okay. I got a message that you had called to follow up on the letters I sent.
Right, the 2 letters, you sent a few letters. And I also wanted to go over the FOIL requests that I had put in, the 2 of them.
I have about 10 minutes, so I can answer any questions you may have.
Well, why don't you call me back and get that information so we can go over, because there's a lot of questions about it. And I'm not going to be able to do it from my end without you having it in front of you.
Okay, so I can give you about 10 minutes now.
So, but why don't we get this over in one shot? But you can go get the stuff and then call me back tomorrow or another day of your convenience when you have all the information so we can go over it.
I can certainly do that at my convenience and your convenience.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay?
All right, so I would like you to get the letter that you sent in July, the last letter you just sent from the Board of Ed, the letter that you sent way back at the beginning in February when we were talking about the policy that you guys weren't enforcing, and the 2 FOIL requests. 1 page for one email from the first request, and then 13 pages from the second request.
Okay, but here's what we're going to do, Mr. Braun. I'm going to give you a half an hour of my time when I call you back. Please be prepared with any questions you may have. Mm-hmm. And then in one of those letters, I did advise you on how you could proceed in terms of appealing. And then if that is how you will proceed, you need to do that in writing, and then I'll take that appeal forward.
Okay, now that appeal goes to you, correct?
I'm not going to spend any more than about a half an hour.
Does that appeal go to you?
Rehashing issues over and over again, and it's not an appropriate use of either one of our times. So
okay, I do have a question though. Since
I will give you a half an hour, I will get those things in front of me, and then I will call you back later in the week.
I do have one question though on that last letter that you sent. Right, my complaint was regarding you. Did you tell that to the Board of Ed?
Did I tell what to the Board of Ed?
Well, okay.
You spoke to the Board of Ed.
No, I didn't speak to Diane. I spoke to Diane, right? But I also,
okay, so
let me finish. Let me finish, Mr. Egan. I reached out to the president first. All right. Pam, her name is Pam, or
Pamela DeFord.
Okay, so I reached out to her. I reached out to her via the computer with a text or email. I waited a week, no response. I then called her, waited 3 days, no response. Did she talk to you regarding this?
I believe Mrs. Nally called you, though.
But I'm asking you, did she speak to you?
We did have a conversation.
Okay. What did you tell her? What did she ask you? Because she never called me. She had Diane call me.
We're not going to discuss my conversation with the board president, Mr. Braun.
Okay, that was regarding me, though. Why can't you discuss that? I'm not asking you regarding my neighbor or anybody else. It was regarding me. All right? She never even called me. That's why I had to go talk to Diane. I waited over 14 days. So my question is that she reached out to you in those 14 days. I know that because Diane told me that.
Okay.
What did you tell her?
That's a conversation between me and the board president.
Did you tell her that my complaint was regarding you?
I'm going to reiterate what I just stated a minute ago, that my conversation with the board president is with the board president.
So you didn't tell her that my complaint was regarding you, because it was just odd that the complaint went back to you to fill out to deny me. Hang on a second. Somebody's at the door. Okay, when I was done with you, I made a complaint. I was calling up the board to make a complaint against you and a few other people. And I just thought it was odd that you wrote the denial back that they weren't going to listen to me. She wouldn't even give me the time of day. Isn't that odd?
It's not my job to question the board.
Okay, but my question is that, what did you tell her? Did you tell her that the complaint was regarding you?
And again,
So I'm going to take that as a no. I'm going to take that as a no. Okay. So you thought it was appropriate that you write me that denial. Did you think that was appropriate?
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm asking you if you thought that was appropriate.
Is there anything else I can help you with? You'd asked me to call you back later in the week. I will give you 30 minutes of my time.
I know, but if you're going to, Dr. Egan, if you're not going to answer my questions, I'm asking you a question about the letter you just wrote me.
A formal appeal with me if you chose to do that.
Dr. Egan, I just asked you a question regarding it. Didn't you think that it was inappropriate for you to deny me when my complaint was regarding you?
I believe you spoke to Mrs. Nally.
Okay, but I'm asking you. Didn't you think that was inappropriate, conflict of interest, that I was complaining against?
You are not a lawyer, and this is not a court. This conversation is
Dr. Egan, I never said, talk about that.
Back later in the week.
Okay, another thing. Dr. Egan,